The book that has had the biggest impact on my approach to designing characters is The Art of Dramatic Writing. Since great characters are essential to great stories, let's look at some resources you can use to design better characters for your stories. What's up, storytellers? I'm Jay Shear, author of the supernatural steampunk western Death of a Bounty Hunter, back here on the wall, and co-writer and co-producer of Star Wars Rivals, the fan film. If you want more details about the process of writing, producing, and distributing your own works, subscribe to this channel and click the bell for notifications. And if this information is helpful to you, hit that like button. Let's dig deeper into the best resources to help you write amazing characters into your original stories. One of my favorite books about writing is The Art of Dramatic Writing by Leos Agree. My favorite part about this book is how he showcases character development and the importance of the human brain's need, the audience's need, to understand why things are happening in the story and to the characters. He talks about incremental strategic character development. Leos Agree's process ensures that the audience believes what's happening. I'll talk more about my process based on Leos Agree's recommendations in a future video, but I do highly recommend The Art of Dramatic Writing by Leos Agree. By the way, links to all of these things will be down in the description below, so if you really like one of the books, go buy it. Next up, the Screenwriter's Workbook or Screenplay, both by Sid Field, where he shares his definition of what he calls the paradigm. Now, most people have been introduced to Sid Field's paradigm in the context of story structure, but I think it's really valuable to think about your characters in the context of the paradigm. Using the paradigm, which is sort of like a plot device, you can plot your character's development into the storyline, into the design of the plot itself, because really a plot is nothing without really compelling characters. And so I really like this as a resource to help with that. Also, here's my shot at self-promotion. I'm actually designing a course where you can dive deeper into this process of designing characters based on my own experience with designing characters and making sure you're developing characters that people love. If you're a writer, especially if you're in this sci-fi or fantasy genre, I think you'll definitely want to check out that program. I approach writing a little bit different than a lot of writers do. There's a million books you could read on the topic. My approach is different because as an entrepreneur, I'm trying to write something that not only is impactful to me personally, but then I'm trying to find an audience for that, which means testing and learning from what kind of audience is going to respond to my characters, their character arcs, and their character development. So there's a process that's kind of unique to entrepreneurship that I'm introducing to you writing your own story. I'm trying to help you through that. So I think it'll be really valuable for you, but definitely check that out. We'll even have workbooks that go along with it that you can design your characters, their psychographic characteristics, their demographic characteristics, their wants, their needs, how they interact with other characters in your story. All of that will be in that program. Check out the link below for more information, but I think it's going to be valuable for you as a writer. Another book that isn't specific to characters is Writing for Emotional Impact. Writing for Emotional Impact posits that stories are about impacting the audience by engaging with them emotionally. The audience's emotions are essential to the stories, and they find themselves in the characters on screen, and they react to the characters on screen emotionally. So writing for emotional impact is, by definition, really, really good for designing into your characters, because people relate to your characters through emotions. I reached out to a few writer friends of mine just to ask them what sort of resources they would recommend to you for developing and designing better characters. Will Marlowe from the Mecha Dragon podcast suggests The Anatomy of a Story. I actually have a copy of that right here. It's by John Truby. Will says the book is critical because it showcases how the secondary characters add to the primary characters to build on the theme of the story that you're exploring as a writer. One of the best examples, in my opinion, is Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan really approaches the themes of those movies from perspectives of all the different characters. It's really, really awesome. So that's a really good way of making sure you hit your target with character development in a way that furthers your story. Caleb Monroe, good friend of ours, suggests writing the pilot. Caleb recommends writing the pilot because, similar to what Will talked about, This book covers secondary characters and how they can add to the conflict in your main character. Special thanks to Will Marlowe from the Mecha Dragon podcast and Caleb Monroe, part of our Storytelling Brain Trust here at the Reclamation Society, for those recommendations. So those are all my recommendations, plus a few from the writers I trust. If you're interested in purchasing one of those, I've left links in the description down below. If you're interested in my character design and development program, I've got a link in the description for that too. Do you have any other helpful resources, tips, or tricks, or even a question? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you like this video, click that like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos to help you write, produce, and distribute your own original stories. Keep writing, keep grinding, and I'll see you on the next video.